Hello, everyone, and welcome to an invitation to our first ritual and workshop for 2025, which is going to be, I'll start by saying this, it's going to be on Saturday, the 8th of March 2025, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time. So obviously you'll need to work out where that is in your time zone. But yeah, Saturday, 8th of March, 6 p.m. start, UK time. We have mentioned several times in our lives over the last couple of months, I think, that we have been plotting and planning. And one of the things that we've been plotting and planning is to do with this. So we want to continue with our online rituals because we feel they're very important. They're good for the community to bring us all together. It's communication and it's sharing. However, we've done most formats. We've done the Sabbats, we've done monthlies, we've done others over the years. So we've been thinking about how we can juice this up a little bit, and we came up with this. So what we've decided for 2025, and I hope that you'll like it and join us and interact, because that's the whole point, is we are going to concentrate for 2025 on the equinoxes and the solstices. And it's not just going to be a ritual, we're going to make it a workshop and a ritual. So that's why it's from 6 till 8. So the first hour will be the workshop. The second hour, so if you just want to come for the ritual, it'll be somewhere after 7 p.m. UK time. But the idea is that it's a 2-hour session where we can all come together, have a good chat, gain knowledge from each other, do the ritual, just being together as such. Now, I can already feel that some people are going to be saying, well, hold on a minute, that's fine for you. You're in the Northern Hemisphere, so yep, Spring Equinox, March, perfect. I'm in the Southern Hemisphere. How's this going to work? And this is what we've been trying. So hopefully this is going to work. So the workshop is going to be based on the Spring Equinox, because that's the whole point. However, you can carry that forward for you for later on in the year, because obviously March time you're going to be thinking of the autumn equinox, and we will come to the autumn equinox, but later in the year. But that's it, it's gaining knowledge. You can learn about stuff at any time of the year, and that's what the workshop is. It's about sharing our knowledge, your knowledge. So what you're going to need to bring for the workshop is paper, pens, crayons, pencils, your book of shadows if you have a hard notebook. We are going to be providing, Nessa's done a lovely page which will be up so that you can print it off if you want, or you can move it over if you've got an online book of shadows, and you can use that. But the idea is that we share our correspondences, you share your correspondences, we all learn from each other. So that's what you're going to need for the workshop. Paper, pens, printout if you want to use it, your book of shadows if that's what you normally use, and yourselves to join in and share with us what you think. When we come to the ritual, so the ritual for March is going to be making a motivational altar offering. So motivation is one of the aspects of the spring equinox, but actually can be used at any time of the year. So this is where we're trying to make it more inclusive for everyone. So the learning is broad spectrum, which it can be at any time of the year. The ritual we're trying to bring into line more with what can be used by everyone wherever you are in the world. So it's going to be making a motivational altar offering. So what are you going to need? You're going to need another bit of paper. So a different bit of paper. Again, your pens, crayons, pencils, whatever you want to use. You're also then going to need a container of your choice. So what we're going to be using, and I've got a little selection because I do like my crochet. So we found a really cute, because we're in the northern hemisphere, obviously. So we're going to be using crochet bunny bags. Can you see? Look how cute are these. So this is quite a small one. I made the variety so I could show you. It depends on obviously the size of your crochet hook and also the thickness of your yarn. So this little one was made with I think it was 2-ply, and this one was made with a chunky, but it was made with a 4mm crochet hook. And this one, so I'll try and hold. So this was the last one I showed you. So this was made with a 4. So this is chunky. The blue one is chunky yarn too, but was actually made with a 5.5mm hook. So you can see how you can get different. There's my little tiny one. So cute. So he, she, it, whatever you want to call it, I crocheted eyes on. These two, I got those nice stick-on eyes and noses. And the point with these is that the ears, I'll try and do this so you can see it, the ears actually go through so that you can actually seal up the top. This crochet pattern was free on YouTube, easily found if you're a crocheter. However, that's just us because we fancied doing something a little bit different, a little bit, as I say, just a bit different. So yeah, we're using bunny bags, basically. That didn't sound quite right, but anyway. If you are not a crocheter, or you haven't got time, or you're in the southern hemisphere, so obviously you're not going to be particularly interested in using a bunny because it's not relevant to your season, then you can use little organza bags in a colour that is appropriate to you. You could use just a piece of material that you then fold up and tie up to put on your altar, or you can use a jar. So you can use a nice, if you've got a pretty one, you can use a nice jar, or if you, depending on your space, obviously, then you can just use one of these smaller ones. These come when you get cream teas. I have quite a few of these because I like cream teas. So yeah, so if you're lacking space, then that size or bigger, depending on how much space you've got. And obviously your piece of paper will reflect the size of your container. So you're not going to have a A4 piece of paper if you're using a jar that big. So yeah, so what have I said so far? Paper, pens, pencils or crayons, whatever you want to use. Container of your choice. You could use a bowl. You don't have to use a sealed container. If you want to just use a bowl, you can just use a bowl. It's up to you. Candles. So, you know me, if you've seen any of these before, good old tea light. If that's what you've got, that's what we're going to use. If you've got spell candles, then use one of those. Birthday candle will work just as well. Use white or choose a colour that you think of when you think of motivation. See, for me, these would be my 3 colours. I'd go for yellow, orange or red. You may go for something completely different. So go for whichever. You could also use a pillar candle. So this is I think it's a 4-inch pillar candle. So this one would last, I think it's about 60 hours these ones go for. So if you wanted to actually keep relighting, to keep boosting, so you'd have your container, filled container on your altar with your candle, and every day, every other day, once a week, you could just sit in front of your altar, hold your jar, light your candle, and visualize the motivation still going. Lots of variations on this. So now you're thinking, okay, so what am I going to put in here? Now that is up to you. So I've suggested herbs and crystals, but obviously you could put in little trinkets, that for you mean motivation. You could put in sigils, you could put in runes, you could put in ogham, you could inscribe your candles, whichever size you choose, even the top of your tea light with a sigil or a rune or an ogham, your choice. Herbs. So what herbs? Again, go with one, what you've got in your cupboard, two, what resonates for you for motivation. I am going to give you a list. This is going to be boring, but I will give you the list. So there's celandine. I am reading this because I won't remember them. Celandine, crocus, chickweed, chives, clover, daffodil, dandelion, dill, dogwood, garlic, geranium, ginger, honeysuckle, hyacinth, iris, jasmine, lemon balm, lilac, lily of the valley, lily, lotus, magnolia, mint, narcissus, parsley, rose, tansy, thyme, tulip, violet, and viola. That's a long list. It was, and that was a short list compared to what I could have put. I just pulled out the main ones. The main thing is go with what you've got and what feels right to you for motivation. Crystals. Now, again, the list of crystals was just so long. So I have narrowed this right down. So obviously, the first one's going to be amethyst because I love amethyst. Carnelian, citrine, moonstone, red jasper, tiger's eye, quartz, and pyrite are my main ones. You could also have a pebble. So if you have been somewhere, if you're like me and you pick up pebbles as you go. So if you have been somewhere where you have really enjoyed the activity or whatever it was that you were there to do, and it was really motivational for you, and you've got a pebble from that place, then you could use that. If you feel energized at the beach and you've got a pebble from the beach, use that. You could use a shell. You could use, as I've already said, a trinket. Do you. So whatever you want to put into your motivational container, that's what's going to work for you. So that's what you're going to need. Having said all that, if you just want to come along and just want to be with us and listen and learn and do the visualization, so you don't have to actually physically do any of this, because if you're if you can't, for whatever reason, have stuff out on show, or if you're limited on space or mobility, then you can just come and just join us and just join in and visualize doing these things with us. So you don't need to physically do them. You can actually just come along, join in, put comments in as to what resonates for you. And yeah, because that's what it's about. As I said, it's community, communication, and sharing. So yeah, come and join us on Saturday, the 8th of March, 2025 at 6 p.m. UK time for our ritual and workshop. Look forward to seeing you then.